And we start this news with some late breaking news. About an hour and a half north of us, a crash on Highway 281. One person dead, 6 others are injured following that multi-car crash.
We do have a crew on the way to that scene. Right now, here's the map showing you where that crash has taken place. DPS saying a Camaro was traveling southbound on 281 near Alamo Lane when they believe it traveled into the northbound lanes, hitting a Toyota Highlander and a Honda Accord. We do know that one person is dead, the driver of the Camaro. 2 men, 1 woman, and 3 children were also injured here. They've been airlifted to various hospitals, and the road is going to be shut down for hours. We'll bring you the scene when we can get there live in just a few minutes.
In the meantime, 2 small bones. That is how a prosecutor told a jury they were able to figure out that Marisol Klingenhofer, a San Antonio woman, had been brutally murdered back in April of 2021.
The man accused of shooting her and burning her body is on trial this morning. Andres Tarvana, he's facing life in prison for this grisly crime. Erica Hernandez joining us now live at the Justice Center. Erica, what?
Yeah, so in opening statements, we heard a lot from the state, but we didn't hear from the defense as they chose to wait. Now, this is not uncommon. It is pretty usual for the defense to wait to see what the whole state's case is before they present theirs. Now, as for the state, they laid out what they would be presenting to the jury and told them the abundance of evidence they had to prove Andres Tarnava murdered Marisol Klingenhofer. Prosecutor Raul Jordan said they had witnesses who saw Tarnava shoot her multiple times and then dragged her body into his vehicle. Jordan said he then took her body to a property out in the county near Atascosa County and burned her in steel barrels. With all the evidence, Jordan says the biggest piece was his confession.
Also going to have the very rare opportunity to hear exactly what happened from that man himself. From Andres Tarnava himself, who confessed that the reason why he killed Marisol Klingenhofer in cold blood and dragged her body and burned it was because he believed that she had stolen his late father's military ID card and social security number or card sometime prior. How he had been looking for her to teach her a lesson.
Now, one thing of note to point out that Jordan did say was that despite finding 2 bones, they could never get DNA off those bones, but that Tarnava's confession was enough to prove it was Klingenhofer. Again, Tarnava is facing up to life in prison if he is found guilty by a jury. We are live streaming this trial. You can watch it on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and KSAT's YouTube page. Live at the Kidena Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Erica. Outside with live cam, a little shower here, a little shower there. But I guess as the day goes on, those little showers will turn into more and more, I hope.
I think you're right, David, especially as we get into tomorrow. The radar is going to get a lot more busy, but it's great to see some showers ahead of all this today. That only helps things. Let's get right to radar, and I'll show you where the rain is right now. We're seeing a few showers work their way through San Antonio, and I'll zoom in a little bit closer. If you're, say, up around the medical center, you just had a shower pass by. Just to the north and west of downtown around Woodlawn Lake, rain coming down around the airport, some showers. And we're noticing some quick moving showers down around Lackland and Palo Alto College as well. That's going to be the nature of this activity, quick moving. You're not going to get much rain, but we are starting to see some wet roads here and there. I want to show you the TransGuide shots, and you'll see occasionally, you'll see a wet road out there. You may get some slick spots here and there. Nothing there at 35 in Olympia, but 410 in Somerset. Yep, roads are wet at that location. And we'll see a few spots like that around town. Here's what we're watching, though. What's going on in the Gulf of Mexico, of course, and big swirl here. So this is a big, sort of unorganized at the moment, area of low pressure. This is going to be moving west. There is some organization that we think will happen. Right now, winds are at 40 miles per hour, and the Hurricane Center thinks this takes a turn to the west, heads towards Mexico, with winds of 50 miles per hour, perhaps by this evening as it gets a little bit closer to land. As it moves west, it's going to throw moisture up towards Texas, some good tropical moisture, and we think we'll get some good rainfall totals, although I'll tell you these numbers are down a little bit from what we were thinking yesterday. 2 to 4 inches here in San Antonio on average, with higher numbers south of town and certainly along the coast is where you'll see some of the highest rainfall totals. We're going to talk much more about this where it's headed and what it means for our Thursday forecast too, coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. New at noon, we are learning a 12-year-old boy swimming with a church group yesterday sadly drowned. According to the Seguin Fire Department, a call came in just before 10 yesterday morning for a missing boy in the Guadalupe River. 5 boys from the church group were swimming when the boy went underwater and never came back up. The boy's body was found after 1 o'clock. Officials say he was not wearing a life jacket.
Trending right now, singer Justin Timberlake arrested and charged with drunk driving overnight. You probably saw this notification pop up on your phone and you may have clicked on it. The singer was arrested early this morning on allegations that he was driving while intoxicated on New York's Long Island. Timberlake, who just performed right here in San Antonio last month, was released from custody later on this morning. He is facing 1 count of DWI and is scheduled to be in court July 26. Timberlake has not made any comments on his arrest.
A mistake in Uvalde County's district map has led to a shakeup. Laura Perez used to be the trustee for the district's West Zone. She just resigned to accept the board's appointment to the East Zone trustee position. Meanwhile, Annabelle White used to have that job, but she resigned from the board last month. The switch happened after the county clerk's office found a mistake in its maps, which includes Perez's address in the wrong zone. Uvalde superintendent says the clerk's office thinks the issue goes back to at least 2008. So now the West Zone trustee job is open. The district hopes to appoint the new member on July 8th. People can apply on the district's website or in person at UCISD's central office.
I'm going to stay just a little bit longer in Uvalde. We're getting a better idea on how the city's police department is going to move forward after the Robb Elementary School shooting. Officers are getting new active shooter training. In a Facebook post yesterday, Uvalde PD said that the goal is to ensure that staff is well prepared and confident in their roles.
Still coming up, what one local camp is doing to not only help kids keep busy this summer, but also helping them learn about the theater industry.
Plus, we learned about the new warning that the Surgeon General wants on social media, but what exactly does it mean? What should parents know about teens and social media? We're breaking it down, that whole recommendation that came down yesterday after the break. The Surgeon General announcing that he wants to add warnings to social media apps, just like you might see them on cigarettes.
Mandating such warnings, though, takes action from Congress, but the Surgeon General says parents need to act now.
Amy Kiley is reporting on his advice for protecting your children and teens.
We have to warn parents about what we are seeing in the data.
The U.S. Surgeon General is calling on Congress to put warning labels on social media apps. Vivek Murthy says he's worried about children and teens in particular. He says they face health risks from social media as profound as those from tobacco and alcohol.
This warning label is part of a broader strategy to help address the harms that we are seeing associated with social media for our kids.
Parents don't always know what's happening with their kids.
Multiple experts and studies link social media to depression, bullying, harassment, and even suicide in some young people.
The fact that everybody has their own little communication device that they're carrying around from a young age, it's really been a game changer because anybody can reach our kids at any time.
The Surgeon General suggests parents keep kids off social media until at least high school. Reassess then based on maturity, create technology-free zones and times of day, and work with other parents on shared rules. That way, healthy choices about screen time don't make some kids feel left out.
It is our moral responsibility as a society to take care of our kids. And when it comes to social media, we are not doing well.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Taking a look outside with live cam, we've been sprinkled here and there, and you can see showers off in the distance here from live cam. Just kind of a little appetizer for the main course tomorrow.
That's on the other side of the airport, right?
Yeah, it is. Just looking off in the distance. And, you know, I look at that and it makes me so happy because I think, man, we're about to start summer. That is sight for sore eyes right there. So incredible. We're going to get more of that coming up. The aquifer is down 1/2 foot, so yes, we can use some more rain. It's at 6:30 even. And in your pollen count, all we have is mold. It's low at 460, but we think that this will probably jump up in the coming days. Another look at that radar and the wet forecast coming up.
A local theater camp offering students hands-on activities that allows them to learn about the industry while collaborating and solving problems.
Tiffany Huertas taking us behind the scenes of this unique camp on the east side where they hit the stage for the summer.
The summer theater camp at the Carver Community Cultural Center is underway. Kids are diving into acting, choreography, and even set design.
So when you get up here, make sure that we can hear you clearly.
Christopher Reese is helping students overcome stage fright, and he is encouraging them to think outside the box.
Who's going to be the brave soul who wants to go first?
As the director of this year's summer theater camp, Reese is challenging students to think critically and express themselves confidently.
You ready? So I see some really nice handwriting right there. Let's see what you got. All right. There's something in theater for everyone. You don't have to be an actor. You can be really interested in makeup, in costumes, in set construction.
Reese is also the theater director at Sam Houston High School. He says the camps here changed his life.
I came to this camp myself when I was a teenager.
About 50 kids are part of this experience, and scholarships are helping some students attend this camp.
I ended up winning the scholarship last year, so I got to come back for free a second year, and it's been really cool. There's a lot more text, which is awesome.
Jesse Sangster is learning the technical side of theater.
So there's so many pieces to a performance. What are you looking at?
So my job in this show, I'm lead audio. So I'm down in the booth, making sure everybody's mics work smoothly and everybody's volume is, good.
Students say the supportive environment is making them feel accepted and valued.
Yay! Fist bump. Good job.
It's a really good thing for our community because theater is just somewhere that you can go to be yourself. You can be free and you can be creative. You can use your imagination without the fear of being shut down.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, as we look out on radar, we've got some showers that are working their way through San Antonio. These are those hit or miss type showers where you'll get a quick downpour and it moves right along. But if you get caught in one, you will want the umbrella because there could be some spots where it gets a little heavy. Let's zoom in and show you where some of this rain is right now. Some of this is, again, moving through the medical center, at least just west of that along 410 near Bandera. Another little patch up here around Hollywood Park with some showers. Let's move south. We had some showers come through Lackland just within the last 5 to 10 minutes. Another one out near McDonough. And then some on the far east side as well along 1604 just north of Adkins. And you see how quickly these come and go. So we're not going to get a lot of rain out of this, but this is sort of a precursor to what is headed our way, right? With these tropical downpours that we're going to get tomorrow. And I do need to focus here on Seguin and New Braunfels because you're actually getting some pretty heavy rain right at this moment. No lightning strikes with this, but where you see that red color, that is some good rain coming down on the west side of Seguin, right along the interstate there, and then feeding up 46 towards New Braunfels. You've got a few showers moving through town as well. So this is good welcome rain. Again, we need it in the worst way. And with this tropical low, it still looks a little disorganized here, but it's nice and broad, and that's the good thing because it spreads the wealth. Okay, we're going to get some of this moisture you see up here with these clouds. That'll surge into Texas, and that's going to help us with our rainfall chances tomorrow. As of right now, they're calling this a potential tropical cyclone. Let's not get lost in the naming here because no matter how you slice it, this isn't going to be a terribly strong tropical storm. But what it will do is bring very, very heavy rain to the coast of Mexico. And I think that's probably the biggest factor in all of this. And it's also going to bring that heavy rain up to parts of Texas. And it will throw some waves there along the coast. We'll get some gusty winds tomorrow too, but nothing that's really off the charts. As we look at the futurecast, this is 5 o'clock this afternoon. We got some spotty showers. That continues. I'd say a 20 to 30% chance of rain. As we get into tomorrow morning, what about that morning commute? Well, showers are probably still going to be hanging back to the east a little bit. It's not to say we couldn't see a little bit of rain as you head to work tomorrow. But I think by midday is when a lot of this rain starts to spiral in. And this is where we could get some of those pockets of heavier rain starting to mix in. And that'll continue through the afternoon. And where you see these pockets of heavier rain, the rainfall rates are going to be pretty impressive, I think, because throughout the atmosphere, you got a deep level of moisture. This is a good tropical moisture. And so it will fill up the rain gauge quickly. This is around 6 o'clock, so the evening can be probably pretty wet. And then we'll start to see things kind of wind down a little bit as we get into Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. But still some chances of rain on Thursday. So you see how this is, the rainfall's kind of oriented here. You got lower numbers as you go north, bigger numbers as you go south. And we've kind of shifted this south just a little bit. But in this orange to yellow corridor here, we're still talking about 2 to maybe 3-4 inches around San Antonio, and then you get the bigger numbers south, 5 to 7 inches, I'd say, Rockport, Port A down to Corpus Christi is where you're going to see really heavy rain, and that's where there could be some flooding. They're still calling for a moderate flash flood risk tomorrow, and that's also the reason why we have flood alerts in effect here around San Antonio Wednesday morning through Thursday afternoon. Very quickly, we'll go outside for you. 86 here in San Antonio, 88 in New Braunfels. We end up around 93 this afternoon. We'll keep that chance of shower and storm activity there, and then we start to bring those rain chances up as we go into tomorrow. 70% on your Wednesday, 40% Thursday, and then lower rain chances by the weekend, along with hotter temperatures, guys.
I'm still pinching myself. It is summer, right?
It is.
Okay.
This is good.
Hey, a former Spur got a chipped tooth, but has a ring to go along with it at least. We've got some highlights of Boston's win last night coming up. Boston Celtics NBA champions for a record-breaking 18th time thanks to a huge win in Game 5 last night over the Dallas Mavericks. The Celtics got the lead up to 26 over the Mavs. Jason Tatum led the way with 31 for Boston. He had 11 assists as well. They also got another big night from Jaylen Brown, 21 points. And what a series for former Spur Derek White. Great defense, rebounds, and 4 threes. He also got face planted into the court, chipped a tooth, but he said, hey, I'll give it all up for a championship. Man, he got it. Celtics go on to win 106-88.
To be able to say we did it, that we came together and we won a championship. Banner number 18 has been hanging over our head for so many years.
I think they just came together as a team and were okay with each person being great in their role and selflessly putting their best foot forward. So I think we learned more than anything from this series on what it takes to not only get back to this level, but win at this level. And, the Celtics are the perfect example for us.
But what about the Spurs? Now we can start looking ahead to next season for the Spurs. Should be a playoff year. Victor Wembanyama, Devin Vassell leading the way. Plus, San Antonio has 2 picks in the first round of the draft next week. They have the 4th and the 8th. There has also been and will continue to be a lot of speculation on what they're going to do with those picks. The consensus seems to be that they're going to trade one or maybe trade them both and move up. But it's the Spurs, always close to the vest. Round 1 next Wednesday, round 2 next Thursday. You can watch it live right here on KSAT 12. Since he was a rookie, Dallas Cowboys defender Micah Parsons has been one of the stars of the Dallas D. He is heading into his 4th season with the Cowboys and has 40.5 career sacks during the offseason. He skipped OTAs, but does show up for the mandatory minicamp 2 weeks ago. During the camp, he was asked about his relationship with Coach McCarthy.
Oh, me and Coach McCarthy are super well. We met for an hour or so just the other week. I think people don't understand how much more I think McCarthy's invested into me on becoming a leader and what he thinks I value the team and where we're headed. So I think me and McCarthy is really good, and I actually value our conversations and our relationship growing more as he's been here, and I think that's very powerful to me.
Parsons, one of 5 players to total at least 40 sacks in his first 3 seasons, joins Hall of Fame Reggie White, Derek Thomas, and Dwight Freeney in that category. So he's on his way to a good career, but the Cowboys need to get some playoff wins under their belt. That's where they need to be.
It's been a long stretch.
Dry.
Yeah. Still ahead in our next half hour, we are breaking down the 2 executive orders President Biden is expected to sign today, how they will affect undocumented migrants.
Yeah, the summer heat, obviously exhausting, and it can affect our health in ways you might not think of. The connection heat has to diabetes. That's coming up after the break. Man, we are getting lucky this afternoon. Well, there's some sky right there that's a little blue, but we were getting some good downpours here and there.
Yeah.
Is this what you call popcorn showers?
I'd say so, yes, some passing pop-up showers. And we're going to see a few of those from time to time today, but nothing like what I think we're going to see tomorrow as far as kind of more of a steady, consistent rain and some pockets of heavy rain coming up tomorrow. But hey, look, this is a great precursor. And as we look at KSAT Connect, this is a picture coming out of New Braunfels just a few minutes ago. And the rain's coming down there. New Braunfels is a place that was really suffering with drought for such a long time. It is great to see some rain falling there. And Comal Springs, still flowing, but it could certainly use some help, and this will go a long way. Situations like this will go a long way to helping things flow a little bit better there. As we look at authority radar, those are the showers that we're seeing right now. Again, everything's kind of passing off to the north and west, and we'll continue to see that here over the next hour or so. It doesn't want to pop up for us, but you get the general idea with some showers here around San Antonio and then maybe some heavier stuff around Seguin and New Braunfels. As we go outside for you, 86 in San Antonio, 88 New Braunfels, 82 Boerne, 85 in Kerrville. And the forecast for today takes us to about 93, but you see the influence of the clouds and potential moisture, cooler temperatures along the Texas coast with highs only in the 80s for Houston and Corpus Christi.
Thank you, Justin. All right, is it the heat or is it something else, something more serious? With the official start of summer happening on Thursday, we know that hotter days are ahead of us. That could be hiding the warning signs of type 1 diabetes. For instance, extreme thirst and feeling lethargic, just a couple of the signs of one type of diabetes, which also is felt when it's hot outside. That can mean they can go overlooked often. Courtney Freeman spoke to a young patient about this.
She kept saying, "Mom, I'm thirsty." And I was like, "Okay, where's your water?" "Oh, I finished it."
What do you got on here? Are those puppies?
Yeah, so like here you can put the pump, and here you can put the Dexcom and pump. Here is where you can do the finger pricks on the hands.
Very understandable for a child. 8-year-old Sophia Roulette was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 2 years ago. Now she wants families to know what they should look for and why it's so important to catch those signs early. And you can watch her story right now on KSAT Plus.
Her and the bear look like a pretty good team, don't
Yeah.
they? Tomorrow is Juneteenth, and there's going to be some city closures, which we want to tell you about. Most city municipal offices are going to be closed. Metro Health, the clinics and offices, Animal Care Center, adoption centers, and all library locations are going to be closed as well. However, public safety and emergency services will remain in operation. You can see a full list of closures all throughout the city, as well as a list of Juneteenth events happening tomorrow. All you got to do is go to our website, ksat.com.
President Joe Biden set to announce 2 executive actions today that could help thousands of undocumented immigrants living and working in the U.S. legally.
ABC's Christian Cordero has the details from Washington.
Today's sweeping new executive actions could potentially protect up to 500,000 of undocumented immigrants from being deported. One executive action affects non-citizens married to U.S. citizens who have lived here for at least a decade. Under current laws, those spouses are sometimes required to return to their home country to apply for legal permanent residence. The new policy would streamline that, allowing them to stay during that application period. Their children are also eligible.
Essentially, this new policy that would be aimed at keeping families together. So a U.S. citizen who's married to an undocumented spouse wouldn't have to be apart from their spouse for a long period of time just to get this legal status that they are already eligible for.
Eligible families must pass a background check. The second executive action would streamline access to work visas for some undocumented immigrants, including those brought to the U.S. as children who are now adults, also known as Dreamers.
In order to be eligible for this, you have to have received a higher education degree from an institution here in the United States, and also an employment offer in a field that aligns exactly with that major or degree that you received here.
The two executive actions protecting undocumented immigrants come just weeks after Biden's attempts to crack down on the number of migrants entering through the southern border illegally. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, a judge has denied requests to lower the bond amount for a suspect in a local murder case that grabbed national attention. Ramon Preciado is one of these suspects charged in the murder of pregnant 18-year-old Savannah Soto and her boyfriend Matthew Guerra. Arrest paperwork states he and his wife, Myrta Ramos, allegedly helped hide bodies of the two victims after Preciado's son Christopher allegedly killed them last December. Preciado is charged with abuse of a corpse and concealing a corpse.
Developing right now, the Bexar County Medical Examiner identifying the body that was found in Salado Creek earlier this month as that of 26-year-old Jarvis McIntyre. Back on June 9th, someone called 911 saying he was being chased on Holbrook Road by a man with a rifle, but when officers got there, they didn't find anything. Well, 5 days later, McIntyre's body was found. It's still unclear how he died.
People have a lot of questions as we learn more about the former CEO of a mental health facility for children and adults accused of repeatedly sexually assaulting a child. Jacob Cuellar used to work with Laurel Ridge. Streaming now on all of our platforms here at KSAT, Katrina Weber takes a deeper dive into Cuellar's background and the legal trouble he was in as far back as 1998. You can watch it now on KSAT Plus.
Still ahead, lake levels are drastically low at Medina Lake. We're going to tell you where it's sitting right now and how it's affecting people who are trying to sell their homes there.
Plus, we're going to talk about chlorine. We know it's used to keep pools clean, but what are the downfalls of it? We are taking a look at how it affects different parts of our bodies and what you can do to protect yourself.
And yeah, rain chances on the way here. Many other states are seeing higher than normal temperatures, though. How many states facing extreme heat warnings? That's coming up after the break.
Once again, we want to get back to that breaking news. About an hour and a half north of us, a crash on Highway 281 that's just south of Blanco. We do know that one person is dead, 6 others are injured following that crash.
We have a live shot from that crash scene in Blanco County. First of all, here's the map. This is exactly where that major crash is. It's at mile marker 396 on 281. DPS says there was a Camaro that was traveling southbound on 281 near Alamo Lane, just south of Blanco. They think that it traveled into the northbound lanes. Here's that live shot from the scene. Apparently, that Camaro hit a Toyota Highlander and a Honda Accord. We do know one person is dead, the driver of the Camaro, but 2 men and 1 woman, as well as 3 children, were injured. They were all airlifted to various hospitals, and the road is going to be shut down for hours here. Again, this is the scene live right there on 281 near Alamo Lane in Blanco County.
More than 90 million are on alert for extreme heat in the Midwest and the Northeast, and all before summer officially begins on Thursday.
Heat alerts have been issued for 19 states from Iowa to Maine. Meanwhile, out west, dry conditions and gusty winds aiding wildfires that are still raging. At least 2 homes burned in Sonoma County, where hundreds have had to evacuate. And in other parts of Northern California, people are being urged to stay indoors because there's poor air quality there. In New Mexico, more than 7,000 people have been told to get out of there because this fire is burning just south of Albuquerque.
And we are kind of getting a 2+ right here. We're getting some rain and we're getting much lower temperatures.
Yeah, it really helps. And I was looking at some of that video out of Rio Dosa. I don't know if you saw some of the pictures there. Fire, they had to evacuate the entire city of Rio Dosa yesterday because of the fires coming in. So it's a bad situation out in New Mexico. We're very thankful that we're getting some rain here finally. 88 so far today, 93 is the average. And David's right, temperatures are going to stay below average the next couple of days. And we could see some good rain in spots, especially south of San Antonio. We're going to take a look at that rainfall map for you once again coming up.
This is a desperate picture right there. Medina Lake in a desperate need of rain. The man-made reservoir is drying up. Water data for Texas says the lake is only 2.4% full. That's it. The low lake level is affecting the real estate market in the area. Realtors in that area say fewer lakefront homes are selling with how low the water is. Levi Rogers, a realtor out of San Antonio, says the biggest concern for his buyers looking at the Medina Lake area right now, resale value.
If there's less people that are attracted to the area, the values are going to go down. It's always tied to the water levels of the lake.
Yeah, historically, the lake water level has bounced back from dry conditions, but there's no timeline on when enough water will be back in the lake.
And if you're hanging out at the pool this summer, you might notice your hair and your skin might tend to feel more dry. A good chance chlorine is to blame. Chlorine is fantastic for disinfecting pools. It can help bacteria counts to stay low, but it affects our bodies. The dryness caused on your skin can lead you to getting a rash. The chlorine can strip your hair of its natural oils, making it more brittle. Dermatologists recommend shower that water out of your hair and off your skin after you're done swimming.
While that chlorine's on you, you don't want it to sit and continue to cause irritation. So you want to get in, take a shower, use a gentle cleanser to, get that pool water off of you. And then moisturizing is really important. So all that oil that you've just stripped off your skin, you want to put back on.
And don't forget to apply plenty of sunscreen before you go swimming. Dr. Lucas says not only will that protect your skin from the sun, but it can also keep it moisturized and act as a barrier against the chlorine.
We were talking about Medina Lake, Canyon Lake. I just checked, 57% full. That's it. We desperately need some rain. I was talking to Justin earlier. We needed to go to all the tributaries who feed into the Guadalupe. So then the Guadalupe fills up and then it flows right into the lake and the lake fills up. See how simple that is?
Yeah, but sometimes it's too much of a good thing in those
that.
rivers.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm a little, I'm very happy.
Sure.
Pinch me. Am I not dreaming this? It's going to rain beautifully in the middle of the summer, but maybe too much.
Well, that's going to be the big question, right? I think where some of these reservoirs are, we can take on quite a bit of rain and be okay. And I don't know that the really heavy rain is going to be north of San Antonio, and that's a problem. That's where some of the watersheds are for these lakes and rivers. But I do think we'll get some good numbers around the area. I think you'll be happy when you see the radar tomorrow. Let me show you the reservoirs right now, where they stand. You just heard it. David said 57% Canyon Lake. That's a record low. Medina, 2.4%. Avery pointed that out. Record low. Down 93 feet. Choke Canyon at 21.7%. So these reservoirs, even Amistad, which, by the way, Amistad plays a big role in the Rio Grande and where that water goes downstream for the farmers there. So this is all pretty bad, and any sort of rain at this point would be fantastic. And I think we're going to get some. You look at the authority radar, and we've got some showers that are dotting the landscape today, and these will continue to move off to the north and west. This is nothing that's going to be very heavy, but you will see some passing rain from time to time. And we'll put it in motion for you one more time, and you can see how this is kind of moving west, northwest, and spots on the northeast side of town, say around Windcrest, getting a quick downpour right now. As we speak, no lightning strikes or anything like that, but this is going to be a quick downpour that will move right into the city of Windcrest and then move right along. So maybe about 5 minutes or so worth of rain. And as we go outside for you, the sun's back out. As we look at 410 and I-10, 86 at the airport, 88 New Braunfels, Bernie 82, Kerrville 87. And there is the tropical system as we continue to keep eyes on it. I'm watching to see if we get any deep convection kind of over where the center would be. That would indicate a strengthening storm. I haven't quite seen that yet. This is unique in its structure, I think. It doesn't show just huge signs of development, but the Hurricane Center still thinks this becomes a tropical storm and then moves west towards Mexico with winds potentially at about 50 miles per hour as it moves inland. Again, that's not the main concern, winds or anything like that. It's going to be rain for us. Now, we will get some gusty winds tomorrow. But they're not going to be so strong that we're going to be worried about it. It's really going to be the rain. And as this rain kind of rotates in, by the time we get into tomorrow, we'll fast forward to 7 o'clock, you see showers and downpours already gathering along the coast tomorrow morning, and then they'll continue to feed towards San Antonio by, say, midday, with some pockets of heavier rain here and there. This is 2 o'clock. We fast forward to 5, 6 o'clock, and this shows quite a bit. I still think the really heavy stuff is going to be south of town. So south of Interstate 10, south of Highway 90, those are areas that could really get a soaking. And I know folks say out in the Winter Garden region would love to see that. It does look like you'll get some decent totals there too. This is midnight Thursday, still showing some showers and downpours. And then I think by, say, Thursday midday, you'll start to see things taper off a little bit. But the rainfall potential, again, there's going to be a pretty sharp line, I think, from those who get quite a bit of rain and those who don't see a whole lot. But most of our areas within at least the 1 to 2 inch range, this yellow color, maybe 2 to 4 here around San Antonio, then the numbers will get higher as you go south. Places like Corpus Christi, Port A, Rockport could see up to 7 inches. And that can cause some flooding, considering this rain's going to come down in buckets when it does rain because the atmosphere is just so full of moisture. That flash flood watch goes, or flood watch, I should say, Wednesday morning to Thursday afternoon. So your extended forecast, 70% chance of rain Wednesday. Thursday, more just some scattered stuff, and then it becomes more isolated Friday, and then we take the rain out of the picture by the weekend. Guys.
Thank you, Justin.
Good numbers all the way around. Hey, still ahead, the warning health experts have for those who leave baby wipes in your car. That is coming up after the break. If changing diapers is a part of your routine, you probably go through a lot of baby wipes. They're convenient, but how much do you really know about what's in them?
This story has perked everybody's ears because we all use those baby wipes for different things, but how we're using them and what they can do in that little container is pretty disgusting. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz takes a look at the ingredients that touch a baby's sensitive skin or yours, and why you should never, ever leave your baby wipes in a warm car.
If you have small children, you probably have baby wipes everywhere.
My diaper bag, my kitchen, in both kids' rooms, by the change stations, and in the car.
Whether you use wipes for diaper changes, removing makeup, or cleaning sticky fingers, you want them to be safe. So, Consumer Reports teamed up with Made Safe to investigate the list of ingredients. Of 15 brands they looked at, 7 had what they called concerning or unclear ingredients.
These wipes contain potentially harmful chemicals, including some that may be linked to cancer risks. Many are made from plastics that don't break down in the environment.
And some have a low pH balance, which might irritate skin. CR contacted the companies. Coterie and Costco said they use very small amounts of certain chemicals as preservatives or skin conditioning agents. Pampers said their ingredients undergo rigorous safety testing. CR says some better biodegradable wipes that aren't too expensive include Healthy Baby, The Honest Company, Kaboo, and Water Wipes. When shopping, they suggest avoiding potentially harmful chemicals. Go for biodegradables and fragrance-free. As for storing wipes,
Heating them in a wipe warmer may seem like a good idea, but it can be a breeding ground for bacteria.
the FDA says temperature extremes, like hot cars, can break down preservatives and allow bacteria and mold to grow faster.
And don't flush them, even if it says flushable. Consumer Report says don't do it. It's the best way to avoid a plumbing clog. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
SA Live, just a few minutes away at Historic Market Square. Mike and Fiona are going to help us cool off. They've got some yummy chili treats.
Nice. And Jen is learning how to make sourdough bread in this encore presentation.
Yes, Joey Rodriguez, owner of Palateria of San Antonio, is here along with Ariel. Hi.
All right, there's a lot of flavors here. How many total do you have?
Total, I've made about 96 flavors.
What's favorite?
Oreo.
Oreo.
That one right there. It's got 2 Oreo cookies in it.
Hey, you can't go wrong with that. All right, we are going to test some of these. Taste test them. I've already tasted one of them.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of paletas and ice cream, we want you to weigh in. Which classic ice cream flavor is the best from the choices that you see on your screen?
Chocolate is in the lead.
Yep, chocolate in the lead, vanilla, strawberry, and of course all of the above there. Neapolitan.
Jen is going to take us to a very special bakery, sourdough, and all different kinds of sourdoughs and breads and everything.
And the whole
delicious.
process of it all, okay?
Interesting.
And if you want to cool down this summer, guess what? This fire truck party can come to you. Fire truck adventures for the kids. We're going to tell you how, and all the kinds kinds of fun. You can have foam parties for your birthday party, things like that. So much fun.
Little kids in a fire truck like that. I mean, there's nothing better than that. Ted has got his Oreo paletta. We have a whole lot more coming up.
Is that number 2 for you, Ted?